something like that before.
Cool.
What, you get knocked off a skateboard by a bird and then you get killed by another bird?
That sounds about right.
That's Adventure Island.
But yeah, the match. Let's see. This time around, Cards of the Heart took first place in the first and third matches, and third place in match 2, the mystery game match. So that means he beat 7 wins. So that puts him in first place for this episode, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So he was the big winner.
Right behind with 6, I believe.
Yeah, Razielim very
Emptyeye
close.
with 5.
Yeah, with 6 wins from Razielim and 5 for Emptyeye.
There's that bird combo again for cards.
Too strong. Much too strong.
Awesome. We got, well, the game for next week has not been determined yet, but we have some of the players for you.
We got an interesting cast coming up.
Yes, we
I'm
do.
excited.
We got Author Blues with his first time on the show.
Oh, wow.
He runs a lot of games, and I actually ended up giving him a game that he has the world record in among the voting choices, so way to go, Fees, doing your homework there.
Well played.
Whoops. So I guess that one won't get picked.
Well, in your defense, that's kind of easy to do with author.
Well, yeah, I mean, I make these lists up ahead of time. I don't try to tailor the list to who's going to be on the show. I try to, keep it pretty, agnostic of that stuff, but it's, when you play a lot of games, that's inevitable. So yeah, there's that. We've also got Karaoke coming back, making her repeat appearance on the show. She was on it once in the first part of the season in 2013. And we have another new player, John Carls, who's going to be on here for the first time.
Yeah, I tried to schedule a 4th new player.
Yeah, the 4th is not working out. We had a string of bad luck on just people's schedules being busy for that 4th slot, but we'll try to get somebody in for the 4th slot. But either way, we'll have at least those 3 players on.
There's still a couple people that we can...
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll definitely want to come on, so... But maybe our 4th player is in the audience.
Maybe it's you. It could be you. If someone showed up right now and said, "Hey, I'm ready to do it."
Hey, I'm ready to do it.
There you go.
Ark, bam, there it is. Voting is up, Ark. Go ahead and... Okay, there it is.
I guess I'll try this bonus game for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, give it a try, man.
Yeah, it's... I actually like playing Adventure Island. I'm not good at it, but it's fun.
Right, Adventure Island is an excellent game. It's just hard.
It's hard.
It's extremely hard
Yeah.
and unforgiving.
Right, so one thing that you have to know, if you've never played this game before, you gotta find where the continue bee is in level 1.
Yep.
Like, if you didn't get it, it's like towards the end of level 1, it's a hidden egg that's got a bee inside of it, and that lets you continue for the rest of the game. If you go past level 1 without getting that, then just power your game off and start again, because there's no point. Because even with the continues, it's extremely hard to get very far.
It is. I believe the continues start you at the level you...
No, it starts you at world, or the big first level of the world that you died in.
Okay.
So you could go back up to 3 levels when you continue. Right. Yeah, when you continue, not when you die. When you die, you start from the latest checkpoint within the level. So there's several checkpoints.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting through like all 4 stages in a world without running out of your lives is really hard. Now these guys, let me see, what are the actual levels these guys are to?
Oh, I got
we're in area
I think it's
4, level 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
4, 1, 2, and 3. Let me just see. Yeah, 4, 1, 4, 2, and 4, 3.
It was me and Vorpal, I believe, who got this goal in episode 3. And we were struggling with it during practice so much that we cut out the 3rd level.
Yeah, I think we got to the end of practice, and I don't think either of you guys had seen the 3rd level yet.
Yes.
So we said, all right, well then I guess we'll just end it at 2 levels.
Oh, you can hammer those boulders, and you don't have to jump over them.
Well, you can fireball them. I don't
fireball
think
them.
your
Not
hammers
hammer.
don't break boulders, but your fireballs do. Also, boulders don't hurt you. They just make you trip and land into,
Something that
No, they killed me.
uncomfortably placed items.
Yeah, they usually just make you trip and land into something that does kill you.
Right.
But boulders don't kill you.
They've been killing me for some whatever reason.
Well, on the skateboard, it'll knock you off the skateboard, but generally the problem.
No,
with the
they've
boulders.
literally been killing me.
Boulders have? Oh, you
Yes.
mean like the big
I
circular
was gonna
rollers?
say, are
Yes.
boulders on the level?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
not the rocks, the boulders.
Okay.
Oh, the big boulders. That's fine. Like
Yeah,
the Indiana
big
Jones
boulders.
style boulders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
big rolling ones.
Yeah, because you can't stop the rock.
Can't stop the rock. Exactly.
Right.
This would be a
the
fun
rock.
game to go for points on, I think, because everything that you shoot gives you points, or all the boulders, no, all the rocks that you shoot give you points, all the fruits that you pick up. This would be an interesting points run.
Oh,
We
right,
haven't
the
yet-
fruits. You die if
That
your
was an
top of
excellent
the screen
speed
runs
run.
out and you fill it up by eating food.
Yep.
Yes,
You'd
all
think
the
a speed run it wouldn't matter, but it actually ticks down pretty fast.
Yeah. Especially later on. What? Oh boy. Oh god, I'm trampolining and I'm on a skateboard. Okay, I'm not on a skateboard anymore. All right.
And another interesting thing about this game is how you accelerate. You go faster if you hold down B, but you also use B to shoot. And if I get to a place where there's no enemies here,
Yeah, that's the thing, because
you
you're
actually there's actually an acceleration and deceleration to it.
Yep. There's a momentum component.
right. Well, you do lose frames when you shoot because you have to release the B button at least, for a little bit. Maybe if this was like task accuracy and you could release for exactly 1 frame and then repress it,
Right.
maybe you wouldn't slow down. But
Sure.
in an actual speed run, you really do want to minimize your shooting, if you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, the acceleration and deceleration of the character is basically ice physics in most normal games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Except
what makes
jumping
it hard.
doesn't help.
Yep.
The constant
Which
ice
is
physics.
critical if you're coming up across the pit, because
Yeah.
Oh, someone has reached level 2.
Yep. We're seeing level 2. You get a little bit of horizontal and vertical scrolling.
Oh, what? What? Are you kidding me? Okay. There we go. We did it.
Also, there's
That
only
fire is not in a fair location.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
I
that's the
remember
other
that
problem.
fire.
That's the other problem with this game is they placed the obstacles in really the worst places they could. They were completely ruthless in how they designed these levels. Like, you can tell that it wasn't just neglected, that they were really trying to make it impossible to beat
Yeah,
some of these
like-
Malicious
that-
thought
what-
went
that-
to the planning of each one.
levels. Yeah.
like that fire I just died on right there.
Right. If you don't have the fireballs, this is really hard too. I mean,
Yeah.
You're very fortunate to have fireballs right now because you can kill the boulders, and it gives you a much nicer arc to your.
That jump there,
Shoot.
yeah, that
Shots.
jump is going to. That jump is just. Yeah.
Oh, I remember these frogs. One of them psyched me out because their colors matter because the brown ones will jump over you and the green ones won't.
Yeah.
But I got on there and both frogs were brown for some reason, and I didn't know if it had spawned the other type of frog or if it was just a visual glitch. And I was like, jump. Wow, level 3.
Yeah. It's nice.
Emptyeye probably would have wrecked me in Vorpal. I think
don't
I
know,
finished
you'll-
2 runs and he finished 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going fast. I will say that. Oh god, there's ice physics. Why? There's ice physics in addition to the
Ice
normal
physics
physics.
plus
which are
ice physics equals
Yeah.
fuck you forever.
Yeah, I just died. Oh god. Alright, so where are we here? Can I get an axe, please? Just need an axe.
Oh yeah, that's another part. You don't spawn with a weapon when you die.
Nope.
There's usually a hammer nearby, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so this game has hidden eggs that you can only access by jumping in the spot where the egg appears and
But-
then going back
sure.
and stepping on the egg.
Yep.
You can tell that there are hidden eggs because you shoot and your bullets will disappear when they hit the hidden eggs. So that's how you're meant to find all the hidden eggs in this game. Which basically means if you're playing this, casually or playing a blind run through, you're going to be shooting every tile of ground because you really want to find these hidden eggs.
Oh, I didn't know if that was a platform or not, so I panicked. Oh well.
Yeah, not going to be doing so good, so let's go to something a bit simpler, maybe.
Maybe.
Razielim is already bowed out.
Yep.
And I guess with that, we should take a moment to thank the players for coming on and being on the show.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
always my pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having me. It is always a lot of fun.
This was, a interesting set of games. I really liked the Wacky Races, and of course DuckTales is a good game.
Yeah.
You guys, I think, got good games, in my opinion.
Yeah. No idea what you're supposed to do there. But one more shot.
I wonder if anybody is going to manage to beat this. Where's JD, and isn't he going to jump in? I know he wants to take that 4th spot now.
He's in chat.
This guy wants to beat the Adventure Island Challenge, I know it. No, he wants to play Lolo 2. That's what he wants to do. Lolo 2. That looks like Lolo 3, actually.
This is Lolo 2
J.
Japan.
Ah, okay. Lolo 2J. It's like Lolo 3, but worse. So I don't know if you're going to see one of the bosses. Probably not. But
not in 4-1 through 4-3.
yeah, 4-3. That's right, because there's 4 levels per boss, or 4 levels per area. But the bosses are all basically palette swaps of each other, just with a different head. There's different head sprite in each one, and I think they behave essentially the same.
I feel like that's right.
But they maybe some of them shoot fire in a slightly different pattern, but the bosses are kind of a joke. I don't think any of the bosses are all that difficult, even as you get later in the game.
Yeah, I think they might be like a little bit faster or something like that.
Yeah, there's some slight difference to what they do, but it almost doesn't matter. You walk in, shoot them a bunch of times in the head, and the fight's over. It's really
relatively speaking, the bosses are not the difficult part of this game.
Yeah, it's the platforming, just the brutal level design.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned, but if you get the skateboard, you can no longer stop.
Yeah, you can slow down, but you cannot stop with the skateboard.
Right.
But it's fast.
Frog.
It's fast, so you definitely want it for speedrun as much as possible, but when you lose it, you're going to be a lot slower. That's probably one of the hardest things about speedrunning this game is you can't get hit. I mean, as soon as you do, all the planning that you had planned around having the skateboard is gone. Yep. So you'd have to have your alternative no skateboard route.
Oh, birds! Why? How am I still alive? I am
It's weird.
not sure. But I'll take it. Ugh.
I think I underestimated how good a strategy it is to just mash fireballs.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
Hudson
actually
skull.
pretty strong. You'll notice that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Right, get fireballs, mash B, win. That's the 3 steps.
Get fireballs, yes. Mash B, yes. Win. As you can see, I'm still having some issues with
Win
it.
is a maybe.
Killed me.
Oh,
Wow, that frog was like the assassinator.
Yeah. The frog, he knew what was up.
man, the Iron Sword music goes really well with this. It just fits.
What portion of the Iron Sword music?
It's the stage 1 theme, so...
Yeah, okay.
Alright, where was the hidden egg?
You almost synced right up with it, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, we do need to have Iron Sword on this show.
Oh, it's right here.
I agree.
Imaginary person in the chat who didn't actually suggest that. You're correct. Oh, I love when they give you the item right on top of the fire. Yes. Okay, I forgot.
And it was a max health upgrade. Not even worth my trouble.
Yeah, the egg. When you
Frog,
touch
what?
the egg, it
The
takes on some
frog.
momentum.
Wow. That frog, dude.
That frog can dodge.
That frog had the moves. What the heck?
I guess attacking that one causes him to jump.
I guess?
Is that what
No.
it is? Your attacks do it? Huh.
I remember during my race, there's a fire on a ledge
Oh, that's good.
pretty early
Yeah.
on in level 2,
Sure, yeah.
and I didn't have enough speed to jump over it, so I just ran under it, and then I was like, how do I get over this fire now? And I literally spent about 20 seconds trying to like finesse onto the edge right in front of the fire, and then it burned me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely check out K2's runs of this game. If anyone has any amount of interest in this game,
Oh god, I
check
got
out
a
the speed run
skateboard.
of it.
Why I got a skateboard? This is terrible. This is terrible. Yep. I saw where that was going as soon as I grabbed that skateboard.
Oh man, you just wiped out right into the birds.
Yep.
That's nice.
Strong play.
Yeah, this level goes a bit crazy with the birds. Other levels they go crazy with the spiders, but in this one it's birds.
Good job. So for my donation stream to get me to AGDQ last year, someone had me play an hour of this, and I actually am not sure. I might have gotten to World 2 once.
Oh no.
And, yeah. This game is brutal right from the start. Like, I can't even say it does, like, the rare thing, where, like, the game is actually fun for the first level or two, and then level 3, it ramps up and it's like, okay, you die. No, this game just punishes you right from 1-1.
Whoa, I like how the game gives you a health refill right on the last screen when you don't need it. It's like, hey, you want to take some extra frames in your countdown? Sure.
A bird. He's too strong.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of cool that games nowadays are having developers are actually having speed runs in mind when they make their games.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, that is cool, and it's a good thing.
And some of indie ones are actually consulting speedrunners on like testing and stuff. Like you'll see Murphigator's name in the credits for Shovel Knight.
Oh, cool.
Thanks for finding all the glitches. Too bad you won't be using them in any speedruns.
Yeah, exactly.
Suckers.
Yeah, they're not going to be asking PJ for help. I think he's killed at least one game development by being
That's
asked.
yeah, I actually did. I remember
Yeah.
hearing about it. Yeah.
It's like, will you be a bug tester? Sure.
Okay. The frog. Okay.
Are there eggplants in any of these levels? I haven't seen any yet, but it doesn't mean there aren't. So there's a power down, a non-power up. It's a power up that it's a little eggplant that floats behind you and follows you around, and you lose health as you go. It drains your health. But it actually gets a little bit of use in a speedrun because you want to have as low health as possible coming into the end of the stage because it takes fewer frames to tick down your bonus.
Oh, the thing.
I believe there is an eggplant in level 2. I remember it being a thing.
Okay. It's an okay. What? I strongly disagree, Bird. Alright, I'll make this my last set a lot. This and then...
Also, these snail enemies, they do move. The snail enemies move extremely slowly,
Really?
but they move.
Yep.
It's like one pixel every time they bob their head up and down or something.
Yep.
They're like creeping along. If you wait long enough, you can see them move.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Get around.
Oh, I'll just launch the axe right into the fire. It's fine.
Boom. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, the eggs that when you collect them, they have a weird momentum. It's dependent on your speed, sort of. It's kind of weird because you're usually like slowing down as you try to hit them, but
Like your speed and your angle, kind of too, because you can get it to go straight up.
right. It's kind of weird, but the egg will move differently based on how you collect it.
Yeah.
Can you hit it with like a thing and just break it that way?
You sure can. You can hit it twice with one of your weapons and open it that way without it moving. Okay, so we have cars into the third stage now.
Oh. Go cards, go.
Which is ice physics, of course.
Ice physics.
Mythical, you remember what the final times were for 2 stages?
I know the times on the site are wrong. Those are placeholder times.
Yeah, the placeholder ones, because we didn't have all of these written down for the oldest episodes. I'll go back and check at some point. Oh, I've been updating the YouTube, by the way. I'm probably not going to put up the old episodes because those are a bit harder to get. I may eventually, but for now I'm just putting up all the ones from episode 24 onwards from the reboot.
Oh, cool.
I've got about half of them up so far. I could tell you the channel, except you don't have channel names in YouTube anymore until you get a certain number of subscribers. So
Really?
it's just like a long string of characters
Can
and
I
numbers.
still paste it in chat?
You're welcome to. Please do. Go ahead.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, in a way,
It's
it's
like
good.
every time Google has an idea, it's usually the worst thing.
Well, I can see why they thought of it, but like they didn't think of the disadvantages or how much it would annoy people. But they probably were just trying to make sure people weren't squatting on good names, which
I
is like
see
a
what-
problem in everywhere else. You know, like try getting a good Twitter handle now. You're not going to get any combination of letters that you can think of, most likely. But they wanted to make sure that Google didn't, or that YouTube didn't do that, even though they're already kind of like 10 years too late on that. But that's what they're doing now.
Wow, there's all kinds of videos up here now.
Yep. Yeah, I put the episodes up as like full single, like one single file for the whole episode, and also tried splitting it up into individual matches. I'm not sure which people will prefer to watch, but you know, they're both there just because.
For your average YouTube video, the 30-minute chunks are already pretty long.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured it's nice knowing where the matches start, because the problem with loading up one of the the full episode videos is it starts out with just us, talking and practicing some games, and there's not really much, action for the first 40 minutes. But I didn't want to cut that part out of it because there's definitely relevant stuff happening, so that's why.
Yeah,
I
it always
compromised.
sucks when we cover game mechanics during that, and then someone shows up for the match, and it's like, what the hell is this game?
Yeah.
We already told some people, but not you.
Ooh, we've got another YouTube subscriber. Awesome.
Nice.
We'll get it. We'll make 500, and we'll pick an actual channel name. Even
And then
if
Speed Gaming League will be taken.
by then, I'm sure it will.
Some
Alright,
jerk
I'm
is
gonna
watching
head
now
out
with 500
and actually,
bots.
I'm gonna actually go eat this dinner that Mrs. Emptyeye brought home like 2
Oh,
hours
well,
ago.
that's nice.
So, yeah. That's good, but thank you again for having me on. I'm sure I'll be on again at some point.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Thank you for coming back on.
Because you're scheduled for next week, and you better be there.
That's right, you better be here.
yeah, I know.
Yikes.
I think I did actually say I was available pretty much any Saturday for the next 2 months, so.
We try to give some players a break.
Yeah. You don't want Emptyeye overload. speed gaming.
You're worried that people are going to get tired of you?
I phrased that wrong. I said some players, like, as if there were some players we didn't want. All players.
Yeah.
We give all players a break.
Yeah. No, I knew. Like, there's people who've been on recently. You wait a little bit before you have them on again.
Well, we try to.
Yeah. That's cool. But, all right.
Effort into
cut this off
contacting
here.
our... Yeah, thank you very much for...
Thanks. That was fun.
Cheers.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
We've been putting a lot of effort into trying to get some of our older players or recruiting some newer players.
Older as in people who've been players for longer.
Yeah. There are some people who were like on episode 2 and then never again.
Yeah, we got a few. Alright, let's go get some Lolo up on the screen. Yes, one of these days we will have a Lolo game on this show. It probably won't be Lolo 2J, because that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
It probably won't be that, but, you know, it'll be something along those lines. That'll be an interesting one because generally these games are about the routing of it, and unless the level has multiple routes that you could take with various levels of risk, it's going to be, you know, pretty much just
it'd be more interesting as a series of blind goals, because if you have it as a weekly goal.
Yeah, that's true. Like as just mystery ones, but you know, even depending on how many levels it is, I think it would be really hard to give somebody a Lolo game to do within just 60 minutes. Unless it's only like 2 levels or something, I think it'd be very hard to just memorize. Like the rate that you have to recall your movements, you know, it really requires you to have this stuff memorized completely.
Yeah, and the grid-based movement isn't exactly the most precise in this, too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's like essentially a puzzle game, right?
Yeah, it's definitely.
It is.
Yeah, so if for whatever reason a player was kind of unable to solve a puzzle, that's an incredibly frustrating experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Well, I've got a thing. A friend is celebrating 1 more year on this earth.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go.
See you later, man.
It's been fun.
Thanks for
And,
helping.
We'll be back again next week for sure.
Same time, same place.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Later.
I, on the other hand, am holding out for someone beating all 3 levels of this goal.
Well, just don't hold your breath. Oh, man. I'm really gonna take this slow so I can try and keep the skateboard. Alright.
Now I gotta look up what the plot of this game is. I can't remember.
Oh, freaking frogs! Okay, fine. Oh, my memory's very short.
Okay, here we go. The player controls Master Higgins, a young man who ventured to Adventure Island in the South Pacific after hearing that the evil witch doctor kidnapped Princess Leilani. Leilani? Okay, sure. To rescue her, Higgins must survive a series of 32 stages. There are 8 worlds, divided into 4 rounds each. Man, that's it. There's no plot. It's just going to tell me the breakdown of the game. You decided that you would go to Adventure Island in the South Pacific to rescue this princess. By an evil witch doctor.
Oh, I hate these boulders.
Yeah, without fireballs, these boulders are tough because of that bounce on them.
Oh, and those things are suddenly, that were so harmless in the first level, now shooting out.
Yeah,
Shooting out who knows what.
Right, when you come through with fireballs, you can just, destroy everything so fast they don't shoot at you.
Okay then.
You don't need an axe to get through this level, come on.
See, game gives you one right here. Easy game.
There you go, see? There's not even a need to get that other one. Look at him waiting down there in the trenches. Hey, you got him.
Well.
Ouch. You only had 2 health left. You lose health over time in this game. The health is also a timer. So not only will hitting things that damage you hurt you... Well, actually, no. Does hitting things remove your health? I think it's only time that removes your health. Is that right?
I think, yeah, I think the rocks damage you.
The rocks do remove some health when you trip over them? I think they might. Okay, alright.
Oh, man.
I also like how this game is explicit about the checkpoints, you know? It posts signs regularly and it numbers them. Like, that's definitely unique. Most games aren't quite so explicit about it. Ooh. Oh.
Really loving this lack of no progress right now. I'm usually a very slow learner when it comes to games. Like, get me a little bit of time, like with Wacky races, I can do just fine. But then throw me into a random game where you only get a little bit of time to explore some of the mechanics, and I start struggling.
Yeah, but that's how you blind race, though, right? I mean, aren't you used to this from blind racing?
I only participate in the mystery tournaments.
Huh.
I've only participated in the last 4. And haven't necessarily had a deep run, so I don't do too much blind racing.
Oh, okay.
I'm usually much too busy. Usually much too busy with my Tetris Attack or my Pokemon Puzzle League, one of the two.
Huh.
Just beat my own brains in with those games.
Do you like card-based games in general?
Oh, I ran some Yu-Gi-Oh games too, so.
So that's where the cards comes from?
That was just me trying to find a clever name to join a Yu-Gi-Oh message board back in 2003, but Heart of the Cards was taken, and my first thought was to flip it the other way.
Oh, I see. Huh.
But yeah, platformers are definitely not my cup of tea. I will tell you that. That's kind of one of the reasons I wanted onto SGL in the first place to get better at those, get more exposure to those.
Yeah, platformers are our bread and butter. That tends to be I think the easiest for people to relate to. Anything that's not a platformer, I think there's definitely a learning curve where people just have to get a sense of, what am I supposed to do and what does it mean to go fast in this game. But, platformers, that's always really obvious. Well, usually really obvious. Donald Land notwithstanding.
Oh my. Oh! Oh, getting comboed. Yay, birds.
There's probably nice witch doctors somewhere. I bet they're not all evil witch doctors. It's not one of the requirements from getting out of witch medical school that you have to be a jerk. The music that's playing right now, that you can't hear, but our viewers at home can, is from Jackal, which is a game that we have had on this show, and it was not a platformer. And it turned out to be a rather difficult challenge just because that game, I mean, if you think that Wacky Races is about lag reduction, that game is lag reduction, the speedrun. I mean, it's basically a commando type game where it's an overhead view and it's an overhead shooter. But it's not really a fixed scroller, but the screen will only scroll so fast. I mean, you have a relatively slow moving vehicle, and the strategies are really just about killing the enemies so they wouldn't lag the screen out. The Jeep game. Good old Jackal. But that's what happens when you pick a non-platformer. You can get something like that. Smoke alarm battery. That's not me.
It's probably me. I've heard more than a few
Chirps.
inquiries about that. Yeah, I'm just too lazy to change it.
I'm trying to think of other non-platformers that we've had on the show. We had, what is it called? On the Ball? That's the marble game where you rotate the world around to get the marble to fall through stuff. Also known as Camel Tree in PAL region.
Legend of Zelda a couple weeks ago?
Yep, we just recently had Legend of Zelda. That was probably one of the best non-platformers that we've had as far as these shows have gone. We had F-Zero as a mystery game, that's true.
And I think was it a mystery game twice, or was it a main?
It's been a mystery game twice, I think, yeah. Yep. F-Zero, that's one.
I'm gonna die.
Just don't die to a snail. But you got past that checkpoint, though. Does Burger Time count as a platformer? Well, I would call that... Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit different than the kind of platformers we're thinking of.
Oh.
So yeah, Burger Time, that's a little different. Marble Madness was on the show as a mystery game, and then again as a bonus game. Let me see, Snake, Rattle, and Roll got picked for a mystery game, so we had 2 isometrics on here.
Whoa! Yep, it's time.
Yeah, it's time. Well,
that's what
yeah,
doing it.
those bars at the top of the screen, yeah, that's your health bar / your time bar. They run down over time just naturally, and when they run out, you die. So in order to get that, you have to keep picking up fruits. Every fruit that you pick up will give you 1 bar. So it's starvation that was doing him in. Well, it gives you 1 bar up to the maximum that you can have, whatever that is. Arkista's Ring, that's another good one. Good, that was a very much...
That's right, I was in that match. Why didn't I remember that?
Well, I think that was, yeah, that's very much not a platformer, much more like a Legend of Zelda style game, and I thought that turned out really well.
You have like Ultimate Stuntman or something?
Ultimate Stuntman, we did. Now that game has got a variety of different kinds of gameplay, but I think we played the boat racing part of it.
Yeah.
We haven't had any kind of beat 'em up on the show, not that I can think of. I was looking into the Final Fight games to see if there's something maybe that could be done, but we haven't made up any goals for it. Beat 'em ups. I mean, one of these days I think River City Ransom might work, but it's a little unclear what to do with the goal in that. Do you give the guys dragon feet to start out with, or stone hands or something, or do you have them do it without, but give them enough money that they can choose to buy it? Or do you start them with it, or start them without it and not have enough money to do that, so they gotta do it without? It's like a bunch of different things you could do with that. I always thought that one of the Double Dragons, most likely Double Dragon 2, would make a great SGL game. Oh yeah, we did have Battletoads as a bonus game, but that game is a lot of things besides just the beat 'em up. So I don't know what to call that, but I guess technically it is a beat 'em up. I think we talked last week about how Battletoads would be a hard one to choose for SGL, just because what do you pick that's going to be not auto-scroller or something that's essentially auto-scroller, because they're just peppered throughout the levels. Auto-scrollers all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm really just focusing on finishing this because I really don't feel like playing this game for much longer.
That's right. No, good. I want to see somebody beat all 3 levels. You're my only hope at this point.
Okay. There we go.
What I'm wondering is who vetoed my top choice this time.
Wouldn't you like to know the results of the secret ballots? Alright, trollish ice physics level. I forget what the flower power-up does. It might just be points.
Yeah, I don't know if it's points or a full health refill.
Oh, is it a health
Not entirely
refill?
sure.
Maybe.
It might be. Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna have to look this up. Ice caverns. Yeah, ice caverns would work. So would that the level with all the pipes and the aggressive rubber duckies. Those would be alright. Because they're both long enough that we could just make one level be the goal.
This is definitely by far the most lives I've had going into this level, so this is a good sign. No! Rip.
Oh no. Gets the milk, misses the jump. Oh. You can do this though. You got lives left. 3 lives left, plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Yeah. Maybe you can even go on and see if you can beat the boss. Ooh. You're
Yeah,
just getting signed up for more and more.
So, wait a minute, this wasn't part of the contract. I'll have you know I work for a lawyer. I could sue you.
So, one of the interesting things here is, well, I don't know how interesting it is, but the flame and the ice death, it's the same sprite, but they just color you blue instead of red. So when you get hit by an icicle, it looks like you're being engulfed in blue flames. I guess they didn't want to go through the trouble of making it look like you froze, but there you go. Thanks for illustrating that 3 times in the same spot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ice physics pretty strong. Ooh. Yeah, I know. I really. One more.
You're gonna give it one more try. When will the will run out?
This is ridiculous. At least one more run that beats level 1. Oh no, my skateboard! Oh, my life!
I lost Cape. I lost Yoshi. I died.
Whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah, I got it.
Freaky frogs! Ah. Alright. We're in there.
Dangerous frogs. So, I think there's only like 5 different tile sets for the levels, so even though there's 32 stages, they reuse art a lot in this game. So it's sort of hard to tell sometimes what stage you're actually on just by looking at it. But there's a couple stages that have this gray layout. I think this gray layout that we're looking at right now, this tile set is the least used one. I think there's only 2 places in the game that use it. Whereas that forest scene that we saw from the previous level it's like every other stage looks like that. Or the dark version of it. There's multiple ice levels in this. And then there's some non-ice cave levels as well.
Wow.
Whoop. Yeah. After playing this game, you definitely have a new respect for the speedruns of it. It's because it's so tricky. To be able to do this all without stopping very much is so hard. Some of the jumps you have to make are it's just insane. Getting stopped by Area 2. Oh,
Yeah.
that rock.
That was a combo.
That rock. Oh my goodness.
Get me out of here. Okay. All right, this no. Gotta be kidding me. Now that's gonna do it. I don't have the patience anymore for this.
Adventure Island wins. The undefeated Adventure Island.
It always wins. It really does. Even those that speedrun are still a prisoner to the run.
And I'm beginning to learn where this game gets its reputation from.
Oh, is this your first time playing through Lolo 2J?
Yeah, this is live.
It starts out pretty innocuous, but by like the 4th world, it really starts ramping up, and then
Level
from there,
3 is where it starts getting really kind of
World 3,
tricky.
level 3, yeah. And then once you get to the later stages, it like the solutions will be so intricate that it'll take you like an hour to do each level. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
When it gets down to like, oh, I've got to kill this guy, block off the next 3 squares he could possibly appear on to get him to appear in a 4th place, and that's how you solve the puzzle. It's like really complicated. Lolo 2J, strong game, good speed run. But okay, I guess if there's going to be no more Adventure Islanding, I think we're done for today.
Sounds good to me.
Alright guys, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate you guys being such good players and playing Wacky Races so much this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yep. Alright, well we'll have you back on the show again sometime soon. And that's it. That's it for SGL this week. Tune in next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll have more for you. I should also point out that on this channel tomorrow evening, it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow evening we're going to have our Sunday sequence break, and the game is... Wait, help me out. Oh, the game is Shadow of the Ninja, which incidentally is a game that we've had on this show a couple times. Shadow of the Ninja. It's called Kage in Japanese, not to be confused with Legend of Kage. It's a game about ninjas. It's an NES game. It's a platformer. Excellent stuff. Okay, that's what we got going on this weekend. I'll see you guys next week for SGL. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.